Hey there, LEGO fans. Welcome back. Alex here. So after months of waiting, it is finally here. Bricklink Designer Program Series 4 sets are now arriving on our doorsteps, and I just got mine here a few days ago. Very excited to get this thing built and added to my castle layout downstairs. So what did I get? This is the Siege Encampment by Sleepless Night. Set number 910045 contains 2,598 pieces. Look at this here, 25 years of bricklink already. Wow, time flies when you're having fun. Now, this is unlike most castle sets because, as you can see, there are several different builds to this thing, and that is going to be an interesting setup when I add it into my castle layout. I'm not really sure how that's all going to work out. We'll find a way. Back of this thing looks very much like the front, just doesn't have the logo or details regarding the set. There's nothing on the sides here. It's just a completely black end here, and that's really about it. So let's take a look here at the top. Nothing too crazy there. We do have the size, the actual size of a minifigure. Nothing really here at the bottom of these boxes, but you know what? I actually like the simpleness of these boxes, the black and whiteness of it. There's no mistaking that this is a Bricklink Designer Program set. Let's take a quick look at what is inside of the box. First off, lots and lots of plastic bags. No surprise there. At the very end here, we see bag number 38. That is the highest number. We also have 2 unnumbered bags, which means our total, I guess, is going to be 40 bags. I will say this, as I was organizing these bags, some of them don't seem to have very many Lego pieces inside of them. It seems like they could have condensed them a little bit better. I actually don't mind that too much. In fact, as you're building it, it makes you feel like you're building it faster than you really are. And in the end, as long as you have all the pieces, it's all good. Now, I will say this though, my sticker sheet, it seemed to have been packed at the very edge of the box, and it has this really nasty crease, and hopefully that's not a real issue when I apply that to the Lego piece. I'll let you guys know if it is. And as a friendly reminder, these BDP sets do not come with physical instructions. That's right, they are only digital, so you download them from bricklink.com. Now, you don't have to have purchased one of these sets to download. They are free, which is a great thing because sets like this, hey, anybody who has an electronic device, you download the instructions, choose what you want to build, and away you go. So hey, fun for the entire family. All right, that's a look at what's inside the box. Let's go ahead and build this thing. I'll see you guys in a little bit with the end result. And we are back, and here it is, guys. The Siege Encampment is complete, and it looks menacing. This is pretty fun to put together. I will say this, though. I'm not going to give this thing a detailed review. That's been done many months ago. But I do want to give my 2 cents on this before we put it in the castle layout downstairs. Now, this is definitely not your traditional castle set, because in my mind, it's hard to kind of get over that sense that when you buy an expensive or big castle set, that you should be building one big thing like a castle or something. But that's just not the case with this. What this is just a large value pack, a castle value pack, and you're building small to medium sets one after another. Some builds are more interesting than others, I will say, but in the end, it looks pretty darn cool. There are 18 minifigures with this set, which is just 4 fewer than the Lion Knight's castle. I think that is a very healthy amount. I love to see not just soldiers, but people in various support roles. Only one Lion Knight's guy here, well, actually girl, sorry, and you're going to notice that she's got this little paint roll as kind of a joke, because that means there's a few things in here that you can actually switch back and forth between factions. So primarily this Siege Encampment is for our Black Falcons, but you can actually swap out 3 things, I believe, to make them Lion Knights, and that's why we have these extra pieces here. So the 2 main things are going to be the siege tower. You can swap out, obviously, the flag. And by the way, the flag looks good. No problem with that crease with the sticker, thank goodness. So we have these 3 shields here. So that is how we would replace that. And then these 3 shields, then boom, it is a Lion Knight's siege tower. And the colors here for the tent walls here can be swapped out with those red tiles. And of course, these flags here, the Lion Knight's flags there on the side there as well. And last but not least, this little patsy right here can be swapped out too with the flag to be a Lion Knight's patsy with all those very heavy looking supplies. I was also happy to see a lot of animals and critters. So we get a horse, we get this cow, and here at the kitchen we got a bunny rabbit, a goat. I didn't know I had a goat, but there it is. And you got a dog. I think there's a little mouse running up here trying to get some of that yummy looking cheese. We got some fish here, even though they're not alive. I think there's a sheep and a lamb. Yep, there it is, right there at the back. Little sheep and lamb right there hanging out. And I think, oh yeah, we got some birds here as well. And I might be missing something, but it's always good to see a healthy amount of animals, birds, and other critters. My favorite thing of the Siege Encampment is not what you think it is. It's not the Trebuche, even though that is pretty darn cool. It's not the Siege Tower, again, very menacing and cool. It's these tents. I love these tents. Oh my goodness, I cannot wait to get these added to my castle layout. I think they're going to add a lot of good character and detail to it when I get those placed in there. But let's go ahead and take a look at a few of these builds. Let's go over the support groups here in the middle. So we have this one here in the middle, and then this one right here that move with the camp to help support the troops. So we'll start right here. Obviously, you got to feed people. So this is kind of the kitchen area, food preparation here. And we got this awesome lady here ready to feed the hungry guys and gals of this army. Looks like pizza's on the menu and waffles. Interesting, very nice. Got a big amount of drinks here. And we also have a supply run, it looks like we can have with this lady here driving this carriage here. So it looks like she's got a lot of barrels and other supplies that she can bring from the castle to the troops here. So it looks like she's preparing quite the feast here, right? Really good to see that. Lots of bread, lots of veggies, cheese, and other things going on there. And then here we have the herbologist, I think. And I like this character. I think she's pretty darn cool. Now, I will be honest, I don't really know what purpose this serves. Maybe it's some sort of a medical approach, I guess. But I will say this. Looks really cool, really fascinating, doesn't it? I like that little setup. So good job to our herbologist or botanist or whatever she is. Pretty darn cool as I try to keep it all together here. There we go. All right, next we got, of course, the mobile blacksmith, right? Look at all these menacing weapons, making sure they're ready to go for battle day. Big bonfire here at the back. And I will say this, you get a lot of extra weaponry, right, with sets like this. But Lego traditionally gives you extra pieces when you're building sets. And part of those extra pieces I love keeping with the set because you get extra plumes. Those are always good to have. And look at all these extra swords and knives you get. That is a huge bonus. And I love that Lego actually includes things like that as extra pieces as well. A few other builds are going to include this tent right here for your average soldier. There's also this mobile wall here for our archers to kind of push and be protected as they get closer and closer to the castle walls. And we also get these spikes here. And these are cool. It's not like it's going to be this massive long wall, but I guess that's nice to have those included there as well. And then, of course, you have your actual weapons of war, which is going to be this catapult, and we'll get to the trebuchet here in just a moment. But I'm going to see if I can get this to work. So they have these little cannonballs in this crate here, and I've already got it cranked here, right? It's already pulled back, and I'm going to put this here, and I'm just doing this with one hand because I got to hold the camera here. But let's shoot it and see how far we get. We got Tim Hutchins from the Lego Masters. Up there. Tim, we're going to see if we can get close to you, okay? Let's see if this will work here or not. Okay. Okay. I think that hit right about here. We got some good hang time on that, so that was interesting. So there you go. It's more short range. That's for sure. And now for the Trebuchet. What a cool name, right? This contraption is just cool. I mean, it just looks medieval, doesn't it, right? So you get 3 of these massive cannonballs on these chains, and it is already cranked, as you can see. This massive counterweight here on the other side, and we crank it back using this. Now, in the instructions, it had me use this element to go on this axle, but it doesn't lock if it's on there. And I don't know, I was trying so hard to make it work, but I was like, this doesn't work, man. So I took that off and it works much better. It locks, as you can see. So let's go ahead and demonstrate this. Let's go ahead and try for, well, we're going to try for Mardi Gras Man 2, 3 right there. Sorry, Earl. We're going to see if we can hit your fig there. Or maybe we'll overshoot you. I don't know. All right, so I'm going to move some stuff out of the way. Here we go. It's already cranked. I'm just going to hit this off, and let's see if I can angle the camera so we can kind of see the trajectory here. All right, ready, guys? 1, 2, 3. Whoa. Okay, you know what? Our aim was off, Earl. Sorry about that. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. Let's load it up. I'm going to crank this up really quick, guys. So yeah, let's see here. Here's the crank. And it has a lot of extra rope, I'm noticing. Probably doesn't need all that. All right, we're cranked. We're not loaded. There we go. Okay, I'm going to do a better job of aiming. All right, Mardi Gras Man 2, 3. We are aimed. And whoops. Let's do this again. Here we go. Get the camera up there. 1, 2, 3. Fire. That was horrible. All right, good to know that sometimes it works well and sometimes, well, it doesn't. I'm pretty sure I can already hear people in the comments telling me I did something wrong on that last launch. So I'm going to do this again. As you can see, I got it nice and wound up. It's locked. The chain is not tangled. Everything's good. I'm going to aim. All right, we're going to aim at, well, Mardi Gras Man, you're there, but we're going to try to hit the shuttle, okay? That's what we're going to try to do here. Okay, I'm going to back up a little bit here where aim is on. I'm going to click this up. Ready, aim, fire. Oh, that was good. It went right over your head, Earl. That was cool. All right, that was a much better shot. Okay, I'm feeling much better about that, guys. And now finally, the Siege Tower. This is a very menacing looking build. Look at this. I absolutely love all the multiple levels and the ladder, making sure that, yes, our soldiers can climb this thing up with the multiple layers there. On the front here, we have this little window so they can shoot their arrows through it. It does open up there as well. I don't know if it's supposed to or not, but there you go. Then here at the top, we have this contraption, this working contraption this time that locks it. And we have this very menacing looking bridge. So let's go ahead and release this and look at that as it drops. Oh, yeah, very nice. Now this does match the height of the walls of not just the Lion Knight's castle, but I believe it also will match the height of one of the walls on the mountain fortress. And once that's done and our siege is taking place, we can just crank this back up and we're ready to rock and roll. Now, I will say this, though. This looks like a beast to pull. Man, I would rather have, some horses or cows pull that rather than me. So what I'm going to do now, guys, I'm going to find those cannonballs that I've lost there in the back. And once I do, I'm going to take this thing downstairs, get it placed in the castle layout, at which point I'll show you where I put everything.
A few moments later.
So here is the castle layout. Now, unfortunately, it's so dense that you can't really fit an entire siege encampment. So what I ended up doing is just kind of spreading it out throughout the build. So I guess you could say the siege encampment is being prepared, I guess. So here at the mountain fortress, we do have the siege tower. And the idea is that this is just barely built by the architect here in this tent. Very happy with the end result. We also have the trebuchet sitting over here in the forest on the other side, kind of hidden from view, ready to be taken out of its hiding spot for battle. I also found a little spot here for the herbologist in the forest, kind of nestled here at the entrance to the mountain fortress, so the Black Falcon army can benefit from that as they enter and exit their own castle. On the other side, we have the other tent, and this is set up here at the jousting arena, and we also have the mobile cafeteria here as well to help support the Black Falcon troops as they participate in the games as they are away from home. The blacksmith is placed here in the middle of town. It's hard to find a spot that isn't right next to another blacksmith because there's so many blacksmith Lego sets, but looking at her, she seems pretty happy with the location. The other smaller builds are just kind of scattered throughout the layout, just kind of giving some character to the land, which I really enjoy. So the Siege Encampment, while it's not really noticeable in one particular location, it's kind of all around, kind of giving this whole castle layout a nice character to it. But I definitely think I'm going to need to expand it here pretty soon. Also, want to make mention that the Seaside Market is here as well. This is also a BDP Series 4 set. I got this for early review, and if you missed that review and would like to check it out, I'll put a link to that video in the description below. I think that's going to wrap it up for this video. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. This was a lot of fun placing Siege Encampment in this ever-growing castle layout. Really appreciate it. As always, you guys have a fantastic day, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.